Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Okay, so the sound is good. I just don't know why it's not. Can you guys hear? Can you guys hear this? That sound, Guaracuya. Can you do me a favor, brother? Can you hear this? I just pressed the button. It's like, you know, like the ones I make. Like, que alguien me explique. Can you hear that? Cause you hear something. Okay. Give me a moment, family. Testing 1 2 3. Okay, so I think we're back. Testing 1 2 3. Now let me see this real quick. Oh shit. Yeah, I don't know why that's going on. There it goes. Nope. Nope. Let me see. Can you guys hold on? I want to do something here. Can you guys hear this right here? You can hear that. Okay, that's good. Perfect. All right. Hold on. You know, I haven't had problems with sound in a long time, man. See, that button right there, it's for some reason not picking up. Fucking shit. I wonder why it's doing that. Well, I guess let's just start, man. F it. I'll be right back, family. Let me see if I can figure it out. I'll play some music. I'll start in like 6 minutes.
Mexicano bandido, todo el barrio prendido, siempre ando bien cuido, siempre poniendo ruido. Mexicanos al grito de guerra, yo defiendo mi tierra, no me dejo de nadie, yo cuido a los míos, mi raza se aferra. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera, yo la levanto por donde quiera, verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera, el barrio prendido ya quemó afuera. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera, yo la levanto por donde quiera, verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera, el barrio prendido ya quemó afuera. Me voy tendido, me voy empinando mi bote, un poco mareado por la bebida y el borlote, me tiene hasta la riata la gente con su mitote, pero me despreocupo, me pelan todo el garrote, me para la chota, ya es por mi apariencia, que hay tanto delito, que hay tanta demencia, yo no cargo nada, no más mi presencia, pinche puerco joto, atente a las consecuencias, si no topa el poli en breve nos para en la calle, no puede salir uno conmigo porque ya hay detalle, no quiere que conteste, quiere que yo solo calle, quiere mi dinero pero que chinga su madre, a la dica este sistema nos quieren ver abajo, pero tumbar gente quien les dijo que es trabajo, puro chingar al indio, váyanse mucho al carajo, loco no me rajo, lo bueno porque
se armó la alianza más pesada del país, todo el mundo ya conoce las rimas de estos MCs, pa' ponerme más feliz, unos paisas de hachís, mis paisas en el gabacho, bien truchas con con la polis. Loco en Guanajuato con los ojos bien tumbados, de coto con el quesada, rifando por todos lados. Atento si prendo un blunt en cabina cuando grabo. Represento Nuevo León junto a mi carnal el Davo. Cuando voy pa' Jalisco el pasado está olvidado. Con el perro de la C bien grifo, pedo y enfiestado. Chécate mi banderón unido como había soñado. Bien bajado ese balón, compa lefty bien bajado. Puro hip hop mexa hasta que amanezca. Pásenme un mezcal y que no se apague la yesca. Ya saben que aquí andamos pilas pa' lo que se ofrezca. Si escribo estas rimas es pa' que se enorgullezca.
Verde marihuana, blanca cocaína, roja la sangre que escurre de una nueva herida. Yo salí de la ruina, nunca se me olvida. Con disciplina y respeto sigo en siempre la movida. Ando bien high, la vida es un freestyle. Disfruta lo que hay, vivo entre el bien y el mal, carnal. Crazy life todo el día, viendo live. Pinto tu barda con spray, lo que canto es real. Azules y rojas las sirenas que me persiguen. No suben pa' la virgen, salen todos cuando chifle. Mi barrio no lo pisen, que andamos todos grises. Maldito policía, no quiero que me revises. Prende la mota en Canala o en Hitter. Ando con mi flota y el dealer. Tenemos lo que se te ofrezca, tú nada más pide. Me dijo mi madre que de la envidia me cuide.
Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera.
Ya, ábranse cabrones, llegó el mexicano partiendo sin necesidad de palancas. Todos jugamos en la misma liga, yo soy titular, tú ves desde la banca. Disfruto cada cosa que me pasa, colaboro y mi carrera se levanta. El mismo cabrón que antes no tenía nada, se la pasa viajando y dice que canta. Por eso me caga enfermarme de la garganta. Pero aguanta, traigo mata natural y humo de planta. 2, 3 cabrones dando lata y yo haciendo más plata. De esto la vida se trata y pa' que sepas no es barata. MC Davo los desbarata con cada escalón que sube. Yo tuve la suerte de hacerme fama en YouTube. Hay 2, 3 raperos de antaño que me bajé de su nube. Los mandé pa' su casa y de premio hasta les pagué el Uber. Si alguien me tira es porque sabe bien que domino el negocio y quiere de mi parte. No quiero darlas de grande, pero si me tiras la neta me toca humillarte. Soy capitán, llevo el estandarte. Somos muy pocos los que hacemos arte. Este flow si es de Marte, tú dale like y comparte.
México lindo y bandido, diario a Diosito le pido que me cuide a la familia si un día el cora ya no late. Estoy bendecido porque me cuidan los míos. Orgullosamente me exatamos locos de remate. Jaque mate, no hable de volar si viene gateando. La cosa por la frontera se pone violenta, no importa el rango. Toda la raza jalándole duro, si hay algo seguro es la muerte en donde ando. El sudor y la sangre en la frente, los de alzada controlando. Se roban la atención, ya saben quiénes son. Vatos locos con sazón como el de un corridón. No quiera tomarme el pelo si ando todo pelón. Levantando la bandera, viva México cabrón.
Es el perrito de la C.
La bandera con un águila, Simón, mi tierra es esta. Me vale si mi piel o si mi acento les molesta. Acá jalan horas extras, nunca duermen la siesta. Están los que van pa'l jale y los que la viven de fiesta. Otros que en el pintón se tatúan de corazón. 3 colores en el pecho, morirían por su nación. Aunque su puto gobierno los puso en la situación de no terminar la escuela y terminar en la prisión. ¡Viva México, ladrones! ¿Qué hubo, les presidente? Ya saben que por mí policías chinguen a 20. Y ahí están mis 20 pa' la cagua. Aguas, que es tierra caliente de Chiapas hasta Chihuahua. Wow, 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 yipi yo, yipi yucas. Buenas, Montequín, Aguas, Tijuas y San Lucas. San Luis Potoyes, Mataulipas, La Puebluca. Dime si o no, loco, acá tienen lo que buscas.
Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera. Soy mexicano, esa es mi bandera. Yo la levanto por donde quiera. Verde, blanco, rojo hasta que muera. El barrio prendido ya quemó afuera.
Puro hip hop mexa, perros, 2023.
Ey yo, ey yo.
Somos la santa carnal.
Ey, los machilones de la plaza.
Oye, y hay un deck en los scratches. Desde alzada, mi perro. No saben quién soy o sí. Oye.
Viva México, cabrones.
autor viene a decirnos con mucha firmeza y gran convencimiento lo mismo que nos decía en el siglo XVIII el barón de Holbach, ¿no? Un filósofo francés de origen alemán. Si nos remontamos al comienzo, entonces hallaremos que la ignorancia y el temor crearon a los dioses. La fantasía, el entusiasmo o el engaño los adornaron o desfiguraron. La debilidad les rinde culto, la credulidad los conserva, la costumbre los respeta y la tiranía los apoya para que la ceguera de los hombres sirva a sus propios intereses.
Man, I wish I could whistle, like, you know, without having to put my fingers in shit. I'm like, I can't do it. Like, I have to use my fingers for that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, listen, family, welcome. Good to have you here. I started early because I may have to leave early. But we got a joker here. He keeps coming back. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a link. You got something to say. Make sure your camera's on, and then fucking spit what you got to say. You're over here criticizing the fact that I'm naturally bald. Like, I actually am bald. You know, there's a scripture about that says about naturally bald. There's no law against that, right? And then regarding my facial hair, I do work in a industry where, you know, you got to kind of like stay clean, right? It's a professional industry. I got to take care of my family. Plus, I hardly can grow any hair. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, listening to people like this, bro, it's stupid. So here you go. Here you go, Mr. fucking Huevos. Whoever the fuck you are, I don't know who you are. I'm assuming I think I know who you are. You know what I mean? But step up. The fuck? Canaanite music in Spanish. What do you mean, bro? It's poetry. Fucking rap, it's poetry. And poets have been writing for ages. What the fuck are you, bro? Are you an uneducated dumbass that thinks you're Issachar? Is that what you are? Are you Issacharite? I got a video for you. I got a video for people like you.
These trolls are toxic. They are unhinged narcissists who are physically incapable of admitting fault. This behavior is all over the internet, and it has also infested our government. These are toxic people who do nothing but arrogantly spread reality denial all over the internet, and they are never met with any pushback because the overwhelming majority of people don't have the time, patience, or backbone to put these pricks in their place by treating them precisely how they deserve to be treated.
Aiken wasn't in Footloose.
What? Of course he was.
No, he wasn't. You lose.
Of course he was. He was the star.
Nope, you're wrong. Look it up.
I don't have to look it up. It's common knowledge.
Nope.
He was on the cover of People magazine when the movie everyone knows Kevin Bacon was a star of Footloose. It was a huge movie. He was the lead. He was on the cover of People magazine when the movie everyone knows Kevin Bacon was a star of Footloose. It was a huge movie. He was the lead.
That's you. That's people like you. And then you want to come like, oh, well, how come you don't teach in the street? Okay, first of all, if you are there teaching in the street, what are you compelling people to do? To walk into your church? To your building? And what are you teaching? The 12-tribe chart? Is that what you're fucking doing? Really? Have you done your DNA on yourself? Do you even know if you really fully are indigenous and shit, like bloodline-wise? Or do you just kind of look like raza, but maybe somehow you may be Asian or fucking Wedo and shit? There's a lot of people like that around here. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Here's another example of people like you guys, bro. It's like you guys like, we tell you, don't do that shit. Be careful. But you know what? You don't listen. You don't listen. Bro, you're wrong, bro. You're wrong, bro. Like, no, this here. Look, let me show you this. Let me show you that. All right, here you go. Like, okay, but no, there you go. And you sit there like a dumbass. Hee-haw, hee-haw, hee-haw. I made the call, bro. There you go, man. Since you're over here, so I don't know, you think you're some fucking street teacher. There you go, man. There's the fucking link. Why don't you teach us a little bit? You know what I mean? So it's like we're over it, man. Like we're over that shit, bro. Stupid ass camp teachings and shit. Anyways, that's where you get it from, man. Let me just say what's up. What up, sis? Good to have you here. I can't use the buttons. Wait. Oh, they work? Hold on. Here, let me just do it like this because you guys can't hear it. Ew. All right, good to have you. As you can see, the buttons aren't working. Anyways, let me just go down the line. What up, Warakuya? Good to have you here, bro. Let's see who else is here. What up, Ray? Brown Ray? What up, brother? Good to have you here. Let's see what else. Maybe some Canaanite music in French and German. You're right, huh? This thing's getting good already. It's just the beginning. We're just getting started. Once more, this is you guys, bro. Shit is fucking wonderful. Now, for any of you guys that understand what's going on today, we're not going to talk about Dionysus today. All right, we're going to take a little break from this. I'm gonna let the New Testament believers, you know what I mean, the worshipers of Jesus, Messiah, whatever the fuck you want to call him, because he's not a Messiah, that's for sure. He was never here, that's for sure. But anyways, I'm gonna take a break from that for a moment. Let these Christmas Christians like breathe a little bit, including BHIs or any of you guys that are part of that shit. If you still believe in Jesus, the New Testament, you are a Christmas Christian. You're just a branch of that. But we're not gonna talk about that today. The top tier secret aliens uncovered. You know, like this is you guys, bro. So we're not going to talk about this, but I just want to read this to you guys because I've shared this link with you before. All right, this is Diodorus Siculus. So anybody that wants to quote Diodorus Siculus, you need to really know what you're quoting. Like I've been reading this for a while now. So if you're going to quote Diodorus Siculus on any potential debate or anything that I may be facing you better be careful. You better be careful. Anyways, Diodorus Siculus mentions something to the effect of Dionysus. It's on 1.11.3. The ancient Greek writers of mythology, some give to Osiris the name Dionysus, like Jesus, right? Or with a slight change in form, Cyrus. So, like, for example, that's why your phones, like iPhones, like, you know, like the series, whatever, they fucking do it on purpose, you know? One of them, Eumolpus, in his Bacchic hymns speaks of Bacchia, Bacchus, Dionysus, meaning in his hymns of prayer, whatever, you know, psalms they call them too. Our Dionysus shining like a star, with fiery eye in every ray, while Orpheus says, and this is why men call him Shining One and Dionysus. You guys got to be careful what you really believe and what you're reading. I think we are breaking down totally the understanding of this so-called New Testament. No offense to nobody, but you know what I mean? If you fucked up, you fucked up. Reassess yourself, and it's okay to be wrong. See, that's why I don't have a problem with what I do, because I'm kind of like ice and walking into this. You know what I mean? Like I have like yellow in my fucking blood for some reason. You know, our Creator has rooted me properly. I know exactly what I understand. I know that we have one Creator. I understand the commandments that he's asking for, and how you actually exercise them around your siblings, your family, your wife, your kids, your work, your people, your extended ones. Like, I understand now that wisdom and that knowledge. Like, I get it. I apply it every day. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have no anger, resentment. You guys may think I'm fucking like, nah, I don't stress shit like that. You know, and as I'm taking this information, I'm not like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose my faith. Not at all. I'm like I've said it before, I'm like a thoroughbred, bro. I hear you guys, I get it, but I got a mission. And my mission is to debunk, destroy everything that is against the word of our Creator. And that includes the New Testament, the Greco-Roman mythologies, the Mithraic, the Druidisms, the Zoroastrianisms, all those influences from Krishna and Hinduisms. They're all part of that New Testament. And that's the fact. That's why Paul talks about mystery teachings and all this fucking shit. You know what I mean? Anyways, let me get, and again, sorry about that. I said I wasn't going to talk about it. But, you know, it's exciting for me, man. I like the work that I'm doing right now. I could say, like, for the first time since I brought out a lot of Canaanite information, bro, you know, I'm really excited about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm fucking so excited about it, man. Let's see. True can't get enough of this channel. Yeah, he can't. I don't even understand it. I don't really get it. Bro, why do so many of our people refuse to let go of this damn avocado testicle slave food? What do you mean, damn avocados like slave? What are you talking about? I can already tell you're a troll chart pusher. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's total bullshit, man. Like, let go of that stupid ass crap. You know what I mean? Most of those people that believe in that, they're usually, you know, fucking converts or Canaanites. Those are facts. I wish you guys could hear the button, but oh, it's working? No, it's not, is it? No, it's not working. Shit. Anyways, let's continue reading, family. All right, well, let's begin now, finally. All right, let's go through these things. I'm going to bring you some scriptures and videos, and then we're going to call it a day. Tomorrow, I want you guys to be here because we're going to go through some heavy-duty stuff, right? I'm going to show you exactly where all these parables come from, completely. So that you can not be confused by people like this guy, the damn avocado testicles. Well, why the fuck are we eating? Why the fuck do you guys promote chitlins? You know what I mean? I know what kind of tone that is, bro. Stop it. You're going to get smacked around here if you do that again. Lamentations 5:2 says, our inheritance is turned to strangers, our houses to aliens. Our houses to aliens. A lot of times we are not aware, and I was going to do it different, but I'm going to do it this way. A lot of times we're not aware, right? We're not aware of what seems to be lurking in our circles. We don't seem to comprehend that, you know, there is such a thing as hatred for your people, right? That supposedly we are the aliens. That we don't belong here, basically, you know? That's what they're suggesting. That we're the aliens. I thought I had this page. Government website. Check this out. We read it again. Our inheritance is turned to strangers, our houses to aliens. I want you to pay close attention to this real quick, okay? This is exactly what's going on. They walk among us, they say. For 60 years, the government has kept a closely guarded secret. Aliens have been walking among us, living in our neighborhoods, and interacting with us in our daily lives. Now you would think that they're talking about aliens, like, you know, UFOs and shit, right? They're not. They're not. They've shopped in the same stores, attended the same classes as our children, and lived seemingly normal human existence, with one exception. They do not belong here, they say. Millions arrived under the cover of the darkness and embedded themselves directly into our society. Countless presidents, Congressmen and senior officials knew exactly what was happening. Instead of protecting the American citizens, you mean white people? Stinking, dirty gringos and shit? They chose to cover it up and even accelerate the invasion. Until one man finally had the courage to tell the truth. Bold, unapologetic, unafraid. President Orange Man Trump was the first to call out the real danger aliens possess to every American family, white family, every community, and the future of our nation. The truth is no longer out there. The truth is no longer out there. This is right here now. Now, this is a so-called encounters, meaning the arrest, alien arrest, maps live. This is exactly what they're doing to you. And while we have, people like this guy here, I'm saying shit should be considered with Leviticus 11 and not eating organs if avocado means testicles. I see one of your lessons going into how it's slave food turned into... Right, but what the fuck does avocado have to do with testicles? That's pretty stupid for you to even consider that shit. What are you, Adam? You fucking rename the plants now and shit? I'm so dead ass. I tell you, my Mexican family, they think it's a joke. What? The avocados are nutsacks? In contrasting it to how slave food were turned into delicacy like shrimp, crab, lobster, pork. Where's the... Oh my God. I don't understand you fucking 12 chart pushers, man. Y'all think you know the Bible and you fucking don't, bro. What are you talking about? Remember in Genesis where we did not eat meat prior, right? Give me a verse that says specifically you can't eat avocado, bro. Give me a verse. What are you doing? Look at what we're talking about. You're worried about avocados and they're calling you a fucking alien? This is mind-blowing, family. This is what I'm talking about. Pinche gente pendeja, güey. Pinche mexicanos, cabrones. Se preocupan por una estupidez, güey. I'll bet you anything. If you're Mexican, you probably think you're Issachar, huh? Issachar? Can you at least answer that? Yes or no? Very simple. Do you think you're Issachar? Damn it. God, bro. I'm waiting. Inquiring minds want to know. Hey, whatever happened to Truth 777? He said he was all ballsy and he goes out and teaches in the street and shit, but he didn't want to hit the link. Apparently so. I'm interested to know what he was teaching. The white or the black Jesus. You know what I'm saying? What the hell? I think this is more important. I mean, quite frankly, they're looking at you like an avocado. When they see a Mexican or a Hispanic, so-called, they look at you like avocados. And you're an alien among them. You know what I mean? It's just, dude, it baffles me that you guys care more about those little details than real fucking facts. It's just, whatever. I guess whatever. Lamentation 5:2 says, our inheritance is turned to strangers, our houses to aliens. Literally mocking you. Literally mocking you. Literally mocking you. But now, go ahead. Keep teaching, keep practicing your Hindu traditions and shit. Keep worshiping that little white Jesus of yours or black one, and, straight hair, woolly hair, dark eyes, blue eyes, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like y'all are selective, bro. You don't even realize exactly how deep this rabbit hole is. Hold on, I have my notes set. Where the hell are you? Give me a second, family. I have my notes all set up. No, I can't find it. No mames, güey. Okay, here it goes. No mames, güey. All right, Ezekiel. No, actually, let's go to Ezekiel 7:21, man. Let's go to Ezekiel 7:21. Hold on, let me read some of this stuff. So he answers. Not all tribes have been scattered, but North Americans definitely go back, fits curses. I understand. That's without a doubt. Matter of fact, you want to know something? Yahweh, whatever your name is, because you just have a title of a term or a sentence, wannabe sentence. We don't even have to go to the curses to prove who we are, according to the Bible. Do you understand that? This is the only channel, this right here, the only channel that has ever taught how to go outside the curses to prove who you are, according to the Bible. The curses are basically the icing on the cake, my brother. So all these camps that made you believe, right? This whole concept that made you believe that you're like, that black folks and us are the same. No, we're not. No, that's total bullshit. They lied to you. They lied to you. There's no such thing as Yahushua either, bro. They lied to you. And it makes sense because, again, Christianity came from the Hamitic nation. You see what I mean? Like, that's what you deal with when you're talking about Yahushua. And then when you say, like, you know, those terminologies, trust me, I've been around this whole BHI thing since 2017. Like, you have to understand that they're saying to you, bro, if you believe in the 12-tribe chart, if you think you're Issachar, you haven't answered this, so I'm assuming that's what you think you are, that you came out of the nutsacks of a Moreno. That's what they're saying. That's why they call you silly dove, no good kings, you know what I mean? They want you to feel that way spiritually, to give Canaan the superiority, to make you assume less, yet you have the ability, knowledge, and understanding on how to break down these scriptures better than most people. You just, you know, you're just still stuck on that. No offense to you, my brother. I'm telling you, man, look, this channel's been around since 2022, and all I taught was our stuff. And as I progressed, if you watch my 700 or 800 videos, I know it's hard to catch up, but if you watch the progression, you'll see why we're at here today. I got brothers that have been following me since the get-go, bro. Or not following me, but subscribe to the channel that agreed with, you know, what I see. And they all understand exactly why the walk was the walk the way it was supposed to walk. Again, our inheritance is turned to strangers, our houses to aliens. Our inheritance, your fundamental background, like who you are. You see, that's the thing, fam. You don't even realize that when these motherfuckers came, they're the ones that took away everything that we had in our historical books, right? The Teomotzli, right? The Divine Book of Moses. They took care of all that and they destroyed it. And they gave you what? The Christian Compendium. That's why if you're raza, you would know that Padre Nuestro, Ave Maria, Diez Mandamientos, Rosario, all of that shit, that's all part of the Christian Compendium. Which is why these angles also debunk wobbles left and right. You're like, oh, we were here first. Okay, how come you didn't experience that then? If the Spaniards came, right? How come you guys aren't any of that? All you North American, West Africans, how come you guys don't even know about that stuff? No, you're mostly Protestants, like evangelicals and shit. So that means you weren't here, fuck faces. You know what I'm saying? And again, you only know this by letting go of other people's teachings. See, a lot of our gente is afraid to walk on their own, bro. A lot of us are afraid to go out there and really like, let me see what this is about without any influence. Scripture said it themselves. He was going to put the laws in our hearts and our minds. He was going to teach us the way. We did not need a salvation. Why? He said a contrite heart and a broken spirit is all I need. Fuck your fucking sacrifices, your animals, your blood. So why would he send his son? You know what I'm saying? Okay, listen. Yo, bro, listen to what you're saying. The Aztec root, the word traces back to Nahuatl, Aztec, whatever, word Ahuacat. The meaning directly translate to testicles. The Aztecs named it this because the fruit shapes, because of the shape. So because let's say, for example, let's say I rename tacos and I call them cacas de carne asada. Because of the name, you're not going to eat tacos de carne asada because I renamed it caca de carne asada, bro? Can't do that, man. This is why we need to be like, let's just be a little more simple, man. Our creator is not complicated. He's very simple, bro. Not meaning simple, meaning like it's very simple to follow his ways. We are orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are widows. You know what that means? Orphans and fatherless, we don't even know anymore of like who our father is anymore. Our mothers are widows. Why? What occurred? And then we have drunken our water for money. Our wood is sold unto us. Practically the example of Deuteronomy 28. And again, like that's why I tell you, bro, Deuteronomy 28, it's the icing on a cake, bro. It's just the icing on a cake. Because once you go to verse 30, you start seeing that demise completely, the physical demise. Because this is mostly mental, right? You know what I mean? You're not really stressing over this shit. I mean, maybe there's some physicalness to it, you know, some disease and stuff, but most of the stuff, you're like seeing it. You're being destroyed by watching what's occurring. And then all of a sudden, they take your lands and everything's gone. Now, from 30 to 68, those are the curses. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now, bro. There's no other nation that fits these curses like we do. So anybody tells you like, oh, well, how come Mexicans were never, you know, all over the world? I would suggest to read a very simple book called Global Indios. That one is Womban saying it tastes like the actual thing. Well, listen, if you don't want to eat avocados, then don't fucking eat them. Don't go around telling people, don't eat avocados because they look like nutsacks. Give me a verse, bro. I've already asked you. How come you don't provide a verse? Provide a verse that says, thou shalt not eat anything that shapes like a testicle. Tell me, thou shalt not eat anything that looks or even resembles the shape of a testicle. You should not eat that. That is forbidden. Man. You guys are wasting your time, bro. There's many more important things to worry about at this moment. Especially when it's time to really break down these things, because now the book is open. The book is open. For those that understand now, the book is wide open. It's not hidden no more. You know, it's not for other people to interpret it for you. All you got to do is pick up this book and you'll start understanding. If you are spiritually connected to this book, meaning the Old Testament and the Apocrypha, beginning with those. You can go into others maybe, but I would suggest start there. Ezekiel, I got you in a little bit, Joe. Ezekiel 7:21, and I will give it into the hands of the strangers for prey, and to the wicked of the earth for a spoil, and they shall pollute it. My face will I turn also from them, and they shall pollute my secret places. For the robbers shall enter in it and defile it. This is exactly what's been going on. They defiled our land, our heritage. They took away our understanding, right? They give you a new God, a mother and a son who was supposed to die for your sins. And then your job after he dies is to worship her. It's the same repetitive fucking woman and son in the Old Testament. The same repetitive thing. It's no different. It has not stopped. Make a change, for the land is full of bloody crimes and the city is full of violence. That doesn't necessarily mean, physicality. It also means spiritually. Bloody crimes. How many people have gone to church every Sunday, including myself, and taken the Eucharist and said, in the blood of Jesus, amen. Full of bloody crimes and the city full of violence. Why do you think people don't change when they go to church? They never do. One moment they feel great, they take the Eucharist, bloody crimes, and then they go over there and beat up their wives, cheat on them, ignore their kids, don't express their love, compassion, empathy, sympathy, none of those things. Can't even cry in front of your children because you think you're too tough. You know what I mean? I two sports I played, boxing and soccer. I was naturally better at boxing than I was at soccer, even though I played soccer at a high level, okay? So it's not like I'm some fucking softy dude. But I don't have a problem expressing myself to my children, to my wife, especially to my children, because we are the educators to them. We are supposed to set the example. A strong individual with wisdom, but at the same time having compassion and empathy for your sons and your daughters. Do you get what I mean? That takes an extreme, important, strong man to do that. And I can't say that I did it myself. I learned a lot from my wife. So that's why when you talk about the New Testament, they make it about men strongly, and then they make it about follow government strongly. Then they say the women can teach, even though there were prophetess in the Old Testament. Even though we had strong sisters within our realm, even though we know that we respect our mothers and our grandmothers strongly. Yet this nation of people came with their individualistic mentality, taught you Jesus, then told you, shut the fuck up, bend the knee to the cross, the men rule, the women shut up. Now you don't even appreciate the wisdom that your wife gives you, because that's where the machismo came from. Machismo did not come from us. That doesn't mean that we were 50-50s. We understand our position. Like, I can't have babies, I know that. And I can't be as empathetic or compassionate as my wife can be. But I also understand, and she knows that she can't be like me. You get what I'm saying? Y'all need to start waking up, bro. Wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses. What is the worst of the heathen? Separating families, individualism, capitalism. No communalism anymore. Now it's all about, yo, how much can I fucking capitalize on you? Give me the gold, the silver. Give me your soul. Bend the knee. Tell me your sins. I want to get perverted. I want to jack off while you're telling me what you did with somebody else. That's exactly what these priests have done. I'm telling you, fam, when you went to confess to to those Catholic priests, I'm sure they were doing that. Wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses. What is the worst of the heathen? Pedophilia? They're covering up Epstein files? Bro, it's obvious those people in government are involved. The worst of the heathen. I will also make the pomp of the strong to cease, and their holy places shall be defiled. Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. This is basically a shadow of Deuteronomy 28, you know? The day of the wrath of the Lord. Now, some people just read that title. Oh, it's when he's returning. No. He's mad. He's mad at us. And we're still falling for this shit. You know what I mean? The Old Testament constantly told us not to follow a woman with a son that is going to supposedly ask you to sacrifice their children. A woman with a son, the Old Testament said, don't follow that. And that's the first thing y'all did. It's just crazy, bro. Let's see. Okay, gotcha. But it's a vegetable still native to this part of the world. Dude, that's just dumb, bro. Like, no te comas el guacamole, el aguacate, güey, porque parece como un huevo. I don't have those thoughts in my mind, bro. Like, why would you even think that? Like, you know, now I'm probably not, I'm going to look at it like, what the fuck? Now you ruined it, man. Some Mormon fool told me that corn was a retardation of wheat. How God will separate the wheat from the tares, and the indigenous Americans were on the losing end. Oh, wow. He fucking told you that? Now that's some Mormon shit right there. That's for sure. I mean, you know, what else are they going to say? Zephaniah 1:13. Watch this real quick. It says, I will consume man and beast. I will consume the fowls of the heaven and the fishes of the sea and the stumbling blocks with the wicked, and I will cut off man from the land, saith the Lord. So this is basically a foreshadow of what was soon to come in Deuteronomy 28. Once again, and I'm not trying to bring it. Well, Deuteronomy 28 is icing on the cake if you want to prove who you are according to the Bible. All right? Now, let me remind you of something. Why is this important? Why did I bring this up, right? Land to aliens, you know, all those things. Okay. I'm going to share with you why. I need you guys to start waking the hell up, man. Let's begin.
And nobody really talks about it. Because in the 1400s, the Catholic Church created the doctrine. Like, did you know that the United States is built on a 500-year-old religious idea? And nobody really talks about it. Because in the 1400s, the Catholic Church created the doctrine of discovery. And it basically said that Christian people have the right to take land from non-Christian people. But honestly, religious wars have been going on forever, so this shouldn't shock anybody. But let's fast forward to 1823, in a case called Johnson versus McIntosh. This is where the Supreme Court ruled that Native American people cannot live on their lands, and that Native people didn't actually own it. Ownership belonged to the U.S. government. So Native people, on their ancestral lands, sovereign territories, considered separate from the United States was now saying, no, we're breaking that too. It's not yours anymore. And from that moment on, every treaty, every land deal, every land seizure was built on that logic, that the United States owned everything. even if it was breaking already existed treaties. And it still shapes Native law today. Although Native nations are still considered sovereign territories and do have control to an extent, which means we're able to choose our own political leaders, chiefs, make internal decisions for our people and our lands, ultimately, we always have to somehow answer to the United States government in some way, even though we shouldn't. And that's why when people say, oh, it was 400 years ago, it's ancient history. It's not happening anymore. The truth is it is. And the many laws that were made, including those where the Supreme Court sided with us. I'm looking at you, Andrew Jackson. He went against a Supreme Court ruling. It's like ultimately it doesn't matter because everything is rigged against us, even today in 2026. And that's why we continue to talk about it, fight against it, and push for reforms, change, representation, and education. Because the more you know, better we can address this together. Did you know
that important? Why is that important? Obviously, it's important because you got fucking stupid ass Cracker Barrel, dumbass fuck faces, pale skin, lethargic, God knows what, cannibalistic, pedophiliac, senses of yours. Like that's who you guys are. This is basically them right here, right? Supposedly like, oh my God, these aliens are invading our country. We are not Europeans, we are Americans. So they say. Now, they walk among us for 60 years. The U.S. government kept closely guarded, blah, blah, blah. Fuck you, you fucking Cracker Barrels. Fuck you. I'm sorry if I'm being so harsh today, fam. But this is, you should not feel apologetic about it. Don't be. Fuck them, bro. Straight up. Fuck you and all you Cracker Barrel motherfuckers that claim to be from this continent. You guys are dirty Europeans that in 1609, you cannibalized yourselves because you could not, nor were you willing to work to keep yourselves alive. There is absolutely nothing that you civilized in this continent, nor in your human existence. Everything that you guys have taken to your name has been stolen from other people. All the medicinal knowledge, stole it from our gente. Mathematics, all of those things, stole it from the eastern lands. What the fuck have you done other than worshiping demons in order to get ahead? Absolutely none. Do not be apologetic anymore. Fuck these fucking people. They're calling you aliens. And they're making it seem like you're this disgusting fucking species, bro. Encounters alien arrest map live. This is the government. This is the White House, mind you. This isn't a fucking random website. Do you understand this, right? I'm saying? Look, city of Paris, right? Says dangerous and shit and all that stuff like that. Bro, I'm telling you right now, you need to be careful, but you need to also be mindful. Why? Because a lot of these Cracker Barrel dumbasses that are just literally like 90, maybe 80 IQ level, even if they supposedly were 130s or some shit, they're still stupid. You know what I mean? They don't realize that there's absolutely nothing that their country or region can do without the importation of the goods and resources or commodities from the rest of the lands in this continent, from Mexico down. You guys cannot survive. Agriculture products, fruits, vegetables, coffee, cocoa, chocolate. Look, you see this? You see Cracker Barrels, you stupid motherfuckers? Do you understand now why people supposedly invaded you? It's because you went into our lands, right? You changed governments. And then you sent your fucking CEOs to get contracts to make sure that you can profit from those resources, so the country itself wouldn't really benefit from those transactions because you were bringing the profits to this country over here. You see what I mean? You see what I'm saying? All right, by the way, I didn't have to say what's up to you, Joe. My bad, bro. What's up, bro? Good to have you here. My buns aren't working, dude. That sucks. It's not connected. Come on, brother. Fluke Duke. I have a rudimentary understanding of this truth, but at least I'm observing. Nah, it's all good, man. It's a journey. It's a marathon. It's not a race, brother. Don't even trip, man. You follow with us, man. Like when I started in 2022, I wasn't even saying the things that I'm saying right now. I'm not too far off from them. It's just that as I've been sharing with the brethren, you guys been growing with me. You know what I mean? Like Like I've never hid nothing. Everything I say, I provide sources. So it's not like just me feeling emotional about it. Like I'm fucking finding this shit out and I'm like, yo, check it out. What do you think? Check it. One more. Minerals and critical minerals. Copper, nickel, cobalt, gold, silver, lithium. Cracker Barrels, white people, you stupid, racist motherfuckers, you right-wing sons of bitches and shit that think it's best to get rid of other people, deport. Okay, fine, sounds good. Then don't import shit from these countries. Why do you think these people are here? Or these people, avocados, bananas, mangoes, Central America and Caribbean. You know how many people died because of your fucking coffee or cocoa? You know how many people died because of bananas? You stupid motherfuckers. Did that ever occur to you? Energy resources. You cannot survive North America, specifically the white country. And I'm talking about white mentality. You fuckers can't survive without the rest of this continent. You can't survive luxury goods, textiles, chemical. You cannot survive at all. What the fuck are you contributing? What are you contributing? Absolutely nothing. So now I want to remind you of something extremely well. The Constitution of the Freemasons containing history, charges, regulations of the blah, 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 blah. So these are the fuckers that wrote the Constitution, right? So all of you dumbass Cracker Barrels that are upset and shit, you're like, oh my God, these are secret societies and they're going around killing babies and like, yeah, they gave you this country. You're biting the hand that feeds you. This is exactly who you guys are, the Dukes. The Constitution of the Masons, they're the ones that wrote you the Constitution. Jefferson's Bible, the life and morals of Jesus of Nazareth. This is why I also had to question these things that I was learning regarding this Jesus character, because it's like, yo, here goes this guy here. Like he rewrites the fucking Bible, bro. Like he like literally rewrote the Bible. Thomas Jefferson has his own translation. The life and morals of Jesus of Nazareth. You understand what I'm talking about now? This is what was brought to us in 1492. They burned you at the stake. They raped your children and then told you, put that in Theo Motzley book down. We're going to give you an Osiris and his mother so you can worship her while you imagine him on the cross. This is Thomas Jefferson. This is one of those so-called fucking presidents. He rewrote a Bible. What up, sis? I've been seeing you here lately. Good to have you here. Maria Gasca Reyes. They already took over South America, Venezuela, Argentina. Yahoo relative is... Yeah. Matter of fact, Peter Thiel moved to Argentina and shit. He got away from here. Like, the stuff is going down, fam. I'm telling you right now, this thing about inflation, you think it's going to stop? Like, there's no law that's going to stop this. Do you understand? Your bills are going to continue to go up. It says it in Scripture. 2 Ezra 16 talks about when visuals seem so cheap, bro, you guys are going to think everything's good. That's when fucking destruction's coming. So it's just right around the corner. And especially now when the books are open. They're no longer sealed to those ones with understanding, at least those that are sincere. You know? As you can see, this channel doesn't ask for money. Like, that's not why I'm here doing this. I'm not grifting for cash. I am sharing with you what I'm learning myself. Benjamin Franklin and the Lodge of 9 Sisters. These are the founding fathers. These are the ones that you white folks glorify, and all of a sudden you hate secret societies. We hate them, but you glorify them. These are your founding fathers. These fuckers didn't believe in no God. They were atheists who believed in gnosis. Do you understand this? And these motherfuckers didn't really like women, bro. They like boys. Those are facts. Because that's the way of the Greco-Romans. That's Edom. Edomites, for some reason, like that shit. The Revolutionary Alliance. Who is this guy? The Lodge of 9 Sisters? How come we never knew that Franklin was like a prominent Grand Master of a Masonic lodge? How come nobody ever says that shit? Like, where the hell, where are you all Cracker Barrels right here? Where the fuck are you guys, bro? Because you can even find this guy, Benjamin Franklin, in the Freemasonry books. Benjamin Franklin. Look, I'll show you. Let me see what page are we in. Page 278. All right, check it. The New and Revised Encyclopedia of Freemasonry. Oh, shit. It's a big book. Forgot. Look at the cross. I mean, like, I can talk about this all day. You see, that's the tattoo that dude, Pete Hegseth, has in his shoulder or in his chest. That tattoo right there. So he's involved in this Masonic, lodge bullshit. That's why, anyways, I don't give a fuck. They're going to get destroyed. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about them. They know who I am. They just, I'm not going to share that, but hold on. It's 278, right? What are we looking at here? What are we talking about? Benjamin Franklin, this sage. Sage? You're like, sage? What the fuck you mean by sage? What is sage? Sage meaning. Sage is an Aramaic plant, either of two bush leaf North Americans. The plant sage, by the way, has a very important meaning to you burning it. You get what I mean? But he was supposedly the wisdom or some shit. Massachusetts on the 6th of January, 1706. So his parents are Europeans. He was the first one born here, right? From Europeans. That doesn't make you American, Cracker Barrel. You're still a fucking pale-skinned European. He was mostly probably initiated in 1736. So he was a young dude. In St. John's Lodge, St. John is also a very important pillar to Freemasonry. John in the New Testament. Lodge at Philadelphia, which is why these Freemasons push that whole stupid concept of Atlantis. Do you understand the connection now? You're pushing Jesus in Atlantis. You're telling me something that you probably don't know you're telling me. In 1734, he was elected Grand Master of the Provincial Grand Lodge of Pennsylvania. In November of the same year, Franklin applied to Henry Price, who had received from England authority to establish Masonry in this country. You see? What are you going to say to this now? Huh? All of a sudden, you don't want to know? You don't want to know about this? It's too painful? Like, facts tell, stories sell. Is that what it is? What's up, Cracker Barrels, bro? There's a link right there. Come on my link and tell me that I'm lying about Benjamin Franklin, your forefather, your founding father, so-called, being a Christmas Christian. He was no Christmas Christian. He was a fucking Freemason who worshiped Lucifer, who said the Old Testament God is the devil and the New Testament God is Lucifer, the enlightening one. That's exactly what Freemasons believe. That's why every single Freemason lodge has a King James Bible. Oh, are you going to ignore it now? Your forefathers were so great. They were so Christian. I mean, just even going there, you should realize why, like, what you're believing in is so fucking pathetic and dumb. Talk about the real aliens. Look at this. Mark Wayne Mullen tells black congressman he can't be racist because he's part Cherokee. Do you really fucking believe this shit? See? This Cracker Barrel, bro. Listen, if your father, this goes to all you natives, indigenous, every fucking person. I don't care what you feel. If your dad is not indigenous, I don't give a flat ass if your mom was 100% indigenous. If your daddy was black, you're black. If your daddy was white, you're white. Meaning, if you're European, it don't matter if your mama was Indian. Fuckface, you are white. If you're African and your mama was Indian, it don't matter. You are African. Do you understand that? So all you natives, oh, I'm a native because of my mom. I'm a native, but my dad's white. Bro, you're not a native. Stop it. You know, stop it. Get a job. Stop claiming things that you're not. Like, everybody knows scientifically that the seed comes from the man, the male. Everybody knows that. There's no confusion in this.
Happens when the most bankable director in Hollywood spends $250 million.
Hey, who told you to move, bro? Oh, did he close my window? Oh, you bastard.
Time ago.
Stop. Oh, man. Hold on a second, family. What's going on with this here? Give me a second. What the fuck is going on here? What the hell? Some toolbar. Okay, hold on. Now my computer's acting weird, bro. Hold on a second. Recently reopened closed tabs. Hold on. Boom. Boom. Okay, so now we're gonna go to history. We're gonna be, hold on, where the hell is it? Oh man. Give me a second, family. Oh man, I think I closed one that was just important. I wanted to hold on, is it here? Let me see, it's here. Okay, I think I know. I think I know where. Hold on, let me see if I can find it somewhere else. Let me see if it's this one. No. No manches, wait. Fuck, dude. That's fucked up, bro. That's so wrong. Nah, that's so wrong. Man. I don't know why I did that. I'm sorry, family. I'm kind of bummed right now because I had this. Here it goes. All right, here it goes. So check this out. See, this is why I think it's important for us to really consider the stuff that they're saying. And let's not just walk over it. You know what I mean? Like, let's not just ignore it. Let's be mindful of what these cracker barrels are saying about you, about me. They walk among us like we're some fucking disease, bro. Do you understand what I mean? And then to have the fucking nerve of saying dumb shit like this. I'm going to let this play because you're going to be entertained. Now, I think this little fuckface here, I would love to debate people like this. I would love to, but they're never going to ever give me that opportunity. I'm a little channel, bro. You know what I mean? He's a Christmas nationalist and shit, white cracker barrel that thinks they're superior than everybody else. I'd love to show them how dirty and fucking disgusting they are. Let's continue.
The Americanized version. Authentic Mexican food is worse than the Americanized versions. American Mexican food is better. Americans do Mexican food better. They just do. Authentic Mexican is kind of one note. It's sort of bland compared to the Americanized forms of it. The best tacos you'll ever have are in America. The best guacamole is in America. Americans are better at making Mexican food. They just are. You know, this is very common, by the way. The Americanized version of third world cuisine is almost always better than the authentic versions.
When he means American, who the fuck do you think is making that fucking food, you stupid cracker? Who do you think is making that food? White people? Are you out of your fucking mind? You telling me that your furry little funny ass makes better tacos than somebody like me? Like side to side? Do you even know what Mexico looks like? You see, this is what I cannot believe white people are so fucking stupid. Y'all are so fucking dumb. You can't even consider, maybe, let me travel and go visit over there just for a second and see exactly what third world country they live like, so then I can come back and criticize. They have a bigger fucking mall than any of the malls over here in this cracker barrel space of yours. Have you guys ever heard of these malls in Mexico, bro? Oh, man. But again, this fuckface is trolling. And you know what? At the same time, fam, we need to start trolling them. Hey, do me a favor, countries of other worlds. You should start deporting Cracker Barrels back to America. You know, I'm serious. Start deporting them, right? And then, and by the way, if they break the law, don't give them, you know, like any rights. Just fucking get rid of them. You know what I mean? Just do your thing. So what? Do you think they're giving you the rights? They said it themselves, if you're not a quote-unquote American, you don't have the same rights as they do. So whenever a Cracker Barrel in your country does something stupid, hey, listen, man, look, just do your shit. Fucking cortalo, way, you know? Hang out from the tree or some shit. Apparently they like those images. Hanging on a cross, make him a Jesus.
Because people, they fetishize less E. coli to worry about. Because people, they than the authentic versions. Safer too. You know, there's a lot less E. coli to worry about. Because people, they fetishize, you know, authentic cuisine. But if you go down to Mexico and you have a taco, you'll discover that it's just meat, a corn tortilla, and lime juice. That's all it is. It's not.
Okay. Not since the word Latinx have my Latin ears heard anything worse. And I'm going to try to get over the fact that Matt Walsh is basically every white.
Yeah, and what the fuck is this thing about Latinx, bro? Stop it. You fucking dumb motherfucking people, bro. Stop fucking using that. I'm Latinx. Latin extra fucking large. How come some of you motherfucking broads don't lose some weight? You know, my wife and I were talking about it because when she was young, you know what I mean? She was very slim. We all grew up, like I'm 50, right? And we all grew up in an era where like you didn't want to be fat. All I see is grotesque, fat gordas, bro. Like they made gordismo a legitimate thing.
The absolute worst take, and he made several points which I'm going to break down and tell you why he's wrong. First point he made is that he said Americanized Mexican food is better than Mexican food in Mexico, okay? Anybody with a passport and taste buds know that that is completely wrong. You don't have to take it from me. In 2024, Mexico City had the only Michelin star rated street food spot in the world. The second point that he made was that he said that Mexican food in Mexico is just corn tortilla, meat, and lime juice. Okay, Mexicans do not use lime juice, all right? We use limon. And notice how he didn't say anything about salsas on his taco. And I can see why.
You guys are pale in everything, in every fucking way. You're pale in your food. You're pale in just the way that you nurture your children. You get rid of your kids when they turn 18. You get rid of your mom and your dad when they turn 65. You are pale even in a communal sense. You are pale even in the way that you fucking think. There's absolutely nothing flavorful about this nation. Let's see. What the fuck? What could we like? Not your food, not your clothing, not your way of thinking, not your gods. Not. That's why a lot of you fuckers are over there in Mexico, huh?
A white guy that has to drink an entire glass of milk after he chews cinnamon gum. It's like, oh, it's a little bit too picante for me. Matt, would you like some salsa? No, thank you. No salsa for me, and missionary sex for procreating only. The third thing, Matt, you saying that Mexican food tastes better in the United States? Next time you have Mexican food in the United States, do me a favor, go to the back kitchen and see who's cooking that Mexican food. Type ALV in the comments if you want one of these shirts.
Stupid ass. It's crazy, bro. What's wrong with you, man? What's wrong with you? Again, we're having fun today, family. We're letting the Christmas Christians breathe a little bit. Because I'm gonna come after them tomorrow. Like when I watch this is going to blow your mind, okay? So there's this movie. I would suggest to watch it for entertainment. But there's another movie that I also want you to see. I saw it the other day, and it's not a movie, it's like a documentary. It's free on YouTube. Hold on. What is it called? Give me a moment. It's called Embassy of the Free Mind. So It's a documentary, Embassy of the Free Mind, and you're gonna see. I would suggest to watch it tonight if you're gonna watch the class tomorrow. If you think you're like, you know what, I don't want to miss the class tomorrow. I want to watch it. I would say watch this documentary tonight. It's gonna blow your mind. It's about an hour and a half. You know, take your time, but it's literally, you're gonna really see who's involved and what they're showing and how deep this rabbit hole has been. Let's continue. Now I'm gonna show these things in part. I'm not gonna let this guy talk the whole time. I just want to, bring. This is funny, man. Y'all are Greco-Romans, and then you want to complain about the way these Greco-Romans are portrayed, even though they're kind of like on point. Greco-Romans were pederasts, meaning that they liked same-sex relationships. They thought it was totally cool to have a little homie that he could pluck every now and then. That's exactly Greco-Romans, like straight living. Supposedly, if Achilles was real, the story is that he was also gay. That, he had his wife, I guess, but his friend was his lover. And they're complaining.
Happens when the most bankable director in Hollywood spends $250 million on the oldest story in Western literature, and then watches audiences quietly lose interest before a single ticket goes on sale.
Nobody is asking for this. Nobody wants this.
A few moments later.
Oh my gosh, it was a freaking fight to get a ticket to the Odyssey today. Every single theater time looked like this by the time you got to the front.
Oh man, this sums up the issue.
Listen to this.
Famous Hollywood director Christopher Nolan, this guy right here, is making a movie based on the book, the poem, The Odyssey. And I'm not kidding when I say any of this. But the role of Achilles will reportedly be played by Elliot Page. Looks like a
Great
guy,
acting.
formerly Ellen Page, meaning the most famous warrior in history, not just Greek history, all of history, Achilles, is about to be played by a transgender woman in a brand new movie.
Preferred if Achilles would have been played by a total gay guy, because the history shows that Achilles did really spend a lot of time with his lover friend more than his wife. The history of Achilles, the rumor is that he was totally fucking flamboyantly gay. Would you guys prefer that? But see, here's the deal, family. You see how they claim Greco-Roman history, and then they try to tell you that they're not Europeans.
You might remember Ellen Page from the hit movie Juno 20 years ago, where she was definitely a woman. Meaning we've gone from Brad Pitt to a girl who dresses as a guy who's 5'1", 118 pounds. That's the person that's going to be playing the greatest warrior.
Does this guy know what Hollywood is? Is he aware that most male actors in Hollywood are
5'1", whatever. Hold on, that's not the point. Here it goes right here. Look, listen to this. Listen to this.
Troy, the woman who started the Trojan War, the likeness on the right, probably not great. She was beautiful. The woman whose face launched 1,000 ships, whose beauty was unparalleled, a woman who was definitely white, is
This is a man whose face has launched 1,000 bullshits.
going to be played by Lupita Nyong'o. You might be looking at this photograph saying, I think Lupita Nyong'o is black, and you're correct. We haven't adjusted anything. And I've got nothing against Lupita, but I do have a problem with the complete rewriting of history. Helen of Troy was not black.
Of history.
That's not me being mean, that's me telling the truth. The real, actual truth, which we tend to do a lot of here.
Of history.
And Achilles was not a 5'1" woman. But to the left, this is all normal.
Again, I think Marga has a humiliation fetish. Imagine going on TV, a TV that's viewed by, I don't know, at least 1,000.
Odyssey's pretty much confirmed. As I said, if they cast Elliot Page as Achilles, I don't really know what else to say other than it's going to be a really bad call. I'll tell you that. Christopher Nolan explains why he cast Travis Scott in the Odyssey. I cast him because I wanted a nod towards the idea that this story has been handed down as oral poetry, which is analogous as rap. Okay, that's kind of stupid.
Yeah, that's something you say if you're actually stupid. Because if you can't understand the idea that rap is oral poetry, I mean, that's one of the most simple A. That's not even A to B. That's A to A. That's just A. And this guy's like, I'm not going to tell you his name because you don't want to know about this guy. This is a man who the internet is mostly famous for having a room like that is covered in.
That way he could send people to the underworld like he did with.
Was the revelation that Nolan would be relying on the 2017 would go very
eyes open, also crying about it.
And the first sign that something would go very wrong with this
Hair rod.
production was the revelation that Nolan would be relying on the 2017 translation of the Odyssey that was written by this woman. We'll put her up on the screen. Oh yeah, that's the kind of person you want translating the Odyssey. Her name is Emily Wilson.
These people are beyond parody. Like he's like, you're never gonna guess who they got to translate the Odyssey. It's like you expect like Psycho is like dun dun dun, and then like Satan to be there, or like some punk with like thug life and carrying a couple of guns. But it's a woman. Oh yes, I see the problem. She's a woman and she's got tattoos. Oh. Fucking, they call us snowflakes. These people, they're so sad. Online wait times hit an hour as Christopher Nolan's Epic pushes AMC site to limit. Like, the AMC went down, Regal went down. And that's not even mentioning that last summer, opening weekend screens of the Odyssey, they did like a special like pre-sale a year before it came out, and those sold out immediately, which is unheard.
I just wanted to show you that. It's funny, man. Like fucking fairies and shit. Like they're complaining about being fairy. They're complaining about fairies even though they were fairies. Like you're complaining about your own history. You guys were fairies, bro. Greco-Romans were fairies. I mean, that's what they were. Too much to tell you. All right, let's continue. We're almost done. I'm going to share this with you guys, man. I think this is important. So these guys are protesting outside of a building where they have our people locked up. Did you notice that they're white folks mostly? A couple of sprinkles of our gente? I understand why they're fighting, because they know that if you do that to us, they're going to do it to them. But you notice something? You don't see no morenos out there, do you? Nah, they got jobs with ICE.
We're live? Hey, it's Jordan with Status Quo. We're in front of the New Jersey Attorney General's office in Newark, New Jersey, where a good amount of protesters, probably around 30 to 50 right now, not bad for midday, are here demanding that the Attorney General, the governor, who, to be clear, has released her state police in recent days to violently, unconstitutionally, and illegally attack unarmed protesters with grenades, tear gas, rubber bullets, pepper balls, pepper spray, horses. There's been a lot of injuries, including myself, to be honest. So they are demanding that the governor and the Attorney General fight to, first off, shut down the ICE camp at Delaney Hall, which right now is on day 12 of an ongoing hunger and labor strike. I spoke with one of the lead organizers before I was live. And by the way, smash the like button, share this live stream so we can get it out to more people. We have been live every single day of this hunger strike, and we were live before the hunger strike from Delaney Hall. So credit to John, who has been live every day, dodging grenades and tear gas and picking up the ball for me, because I haven't been able to really walk the last few days. But there are still people, not many, but there are still prisoners from each unit partaking in the hunger strike. All the prisoners are partaking in the labor strike. So on day 12, you still have a small amount of the prisoners abstaining from eating, and all of them are still involved with the labor strike. There's other updates, too, including the fact that about 20 minutes ago, the New Jersey governor, Mikey Sherrill, who, again, what's so different than ICE, dispatched her state police to attack unarmed protesters in recent days, and the mainstream media has given her a complete pass on that. She just announced that the state attorney general is suing Geo Group, the for-profit prison operator that owns Delaney Hall ICE camp. She says she is suing over health.
Not feeding our people. They're not taking care of them. They're treating them like trash. Just like the website says, they're aliens. They're strangers to our lands. We need to eradicate them. They treat our people like insects. A lot of us need to really understand that not all white folks are Edomites. You know, a few of those sprinkles are Japhites. You can see it in their spirit. You need to be mindful who's not out here and who's been supposedly asking for unity. And now, when the time comes, where they at? Oh, they blame y'all, supposedly, for Kamala. But they don't realize that 100 or 95% of Jewish people voted for Trump. 90 to 95% of Jewish people voted for Trump. and none of you fuck faces ever call them out. You call black folks out, you call Hispanics out, you call white people out, but you never say Jewish people voted for Trump at a huge amount. It's not beneficial because you know why? Because you're asking for money. And you know they'll demonetize you if you open your mouth. Yeah, this goes for you too, American homo.
Concerns, the fact that Geo Group will not let the governor and health inspectors from the state inside the prison to inspect. You wonder what took them so long to file this lawsuit, but it shows you that the protest and the public pressure and the national spotlight and the shaming is forcing their hand, really. So she has announced that the New Jersey Attorney's Office is suing. Mayor of Newark, Ross Baraka, held a press conference in front of Delaney Hall Ice Camp earlier today, announcing that they are also suing over health and safety concerns. I've been saying this for days. Yes, it's a private prison, but it's operating in the state of New Jersey. They're clearly violating health laws. We've reported on worms being fed to prisoners in their food, expired food, rotting food, prisoners being deprived of medication. So clearly health concerns. Let me give you some.
This is why they post that website that says there's aliens among us. You know, like infestation. Oh, but you know what? Don't mind me. You know, don't eat avocados because they look like nutsacks. Don't mind me because, you know, we're saying we don't believe in this white Jesus or black Jesus, but you still believe in a Jesus. You're still there. The only way we rid ourselves of this shit is by ridding ourselves of that shit. Their gods, their religions, their beliefs. Less power. I'm telling you. Drop that fucking cross, put that New Testament down, spit on that shit, and then go tell the Virgin Mary to go fuck herself. That's what I would say. And prove me wrong.
Other updates here too. And there's bad news, but there's also good news. And I think we should emphasize the good news because people start to wonder, what the hell are we protesting for still? What is this doing? Are we actually affecting anything? Well, I would say based on some of the updates, yes, you are affecting change. So let me give you some updates. This is not in any particular order. This is just what I wrote down before I went live. So I just told you about the New Jersey Attorney General's filed a lawsuit against Geo Group demanding the court grant the New Jersey Department of Health.
Geo Group, again, it's a traded stock, right? It's the company's a traded stock. So the more money is invested into the stock and the more profit this stock makes, the less likely people or the less likely the government is willing to make laws that will be against that. Right now, John O. Trompetas is probably benefiting from this stock. He probably bought a boatload of it and he said, I'm going to deport people like never before because he knew that that company would, you know, who's public would increase their revenue based on the value of the stock. They're making fun of you, raza, and you're not listening. You're not paying attention. You're too stuck with this Christmas Christian bullshit. You're too stuck in these novelas or soccer or whatever, bro. You guys don't realize this? I mean, at this rate, you might as well give up your daughters to them. That's how bad it is. You're not seeing it.
Full access to inspect.
Was done, by the way. Another 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and we out.
The governor's tweet said, "If I say,
guys, this was a break off from like the whole theme. Tomorrow we're gonna go back to the topic."
Geo Group with a $1 billion government contract have nothing to hide, and the conditions inside Delaney Hall are as safe and sanitary as this private corporation. And the Trump administration claim there's no legitimate reason why my health inspectors are being kept from full access. Most media will kind of give her a clap. Yay, yes, Slay Queen, Democratic governor. Let's be clear. Should have done this a long time ago, and she does not get a pass for unleashing her state police to attack violently unarmed protesters. And check out our live streams, check out our videos from the recent days. It looks like a goddamn war zone. I saw protesters injured, my back was injured, John nearly had a grenade blow off his leg. That was a Democratic governor, not ICE. And we also have evidence that the state of New Jersey was coordinating with ICE ahead of a shift change, so I'll give you more information on that. All right. So that's one. We also know that on May 31st, so a few days ago, agents from the FBI and Homeland Security basically invaded the mutual aid tent that is outside Delaney Hall. That tent has nothing to do with the most recent protests. It's been there since January. And contrary to some of the propagandists, like Cam Higbee, who put out lies that it's some Antifa commie tent with, weapons and lavish food. This mutual aid tent has such expensive, dangerous weapons like donated diapers that were sent for the families of prisoners because they're struggling, donated clothing that's been sent for the families of prisoners because they're struggling, because their loved ones are held hostage inside, diapers, clothing, such lavish, expensive food like pizza, donuts, and Dunkin' Donuts, coffee. The FBI and HSI, we know, grave threat. They went in and they ransacked the mutual aid tent, and I'm told by multiple, literally took out donated diapers. You know how they say the cruelty is the point? That's example A. So they ransacked the mutual aid tent. It is still there, but organizers are having to clean up. And to be clear, this tent has nothing to do with the protests. They're not housing protesters in there as some propagandists push out. It is literally a space for families when they come to visit with their children that they could go in and get some diapers, some food, some clothing, kind of like just shared humanity. And now Trump's FBI and Homeland Security are going in there and basically ransacking it. And I'd like to know what the legal justification for that was. I know there's laws don't apply anymore in this country, but that's what happened. And now you hear the protesters chanting, "Free them all." I was told yesterday ICE agents were going into Delaney Hall asking for prisoners who are under 21 years old to identify themselves. To be clear, not GEO Group guards. ICE agents were going inside the prison asking for those 21 years and younger to identify themselves. We're told that an 18-year-old female, a high school student, was released yesterday. I'm told that 10 others were released yesterday, including several young. So pressure is working. Those young people would not have been released if not for these protests. ICE agents would not be inside asking, essentially, for the young people to identify themselves. They wouldn't be released without the public pressure, the public attention on this. I'll give you more updates in a little bit, but I want to show you the protests.
A specified pen! That is our First Amendment zone! The First Amendment isn't a zone.
So this protest is outside the New Jersey Attorney General's office. The New Jersey Attorney General's office, the governor would probably say, "Hey, why are you out there protesting? We just filed a lawsuit." Well, they should have filed that lawsuit a long time ago, well before this, based on my sources.
They're not feeding our people right. It's like if you went to jail, you should have a respectable, a decent, at least, way of living, like food, clothing, a bed, somewhere you can pee and poop in, you know what I mean? Please make sure the food is not like podrida way. But they're not doing that. They're purposely feeding our people food with worms. Yeah, I don't know. Who cares, man, at this point? I guess, you guys don't fucking care anyway. So, whatever. I'm out. I'm done. That's it. Good night. You guys, appreciate you for being here. Thank you very much. As you know, always, please share. If you appreciate this message, please share it with your family. Make sure you click the like. We don't collect money. We don't do none of that. We're not grifting. You know what I mean? We don't do none of that. We're bringing facts out. And if anybody wants to debate me on any topic regarding what I've been bringing out, you are more than welcomed to call me out. We can do it here or in any channel. Just be mindful that I speak Spanish, so the material that I will bring will also include Spanish. If you're ready for a Spanish and English debate, then call me out. Because I don't just stick with fucking funky ass English. Fuck all y'all. Love you too. Later.
Mi gente, por ahí andan las noticias que según quieren deportar a toda la raza trabajadora y les hicimos este corrido, compa Kevin.
Para que le pongan oídos dice más o menos así, compadre. Años tengo trabajando de este lado, buscando el mentado sueño americano.
Los gringos aquí ya no nos quieren, que según les estorbamos.
Se menciona mucho en los noticieros, traen muchos mitotesos del gobierno.
Resulta ya quieren deportarme, en eso no estamos de acuerdo.
Resulta que por ser inmigrante mi valor es insignificante. Si supieran lo que batallamos para salir adelante.
Ya con día día salimos a chambear. No creo que a nadie le hagamos mal. Ya quisiera verlos trabajando como lo hace este ilegal. ¿Y qué culpa tenemos nosotros los inmigrantes por querer buscar nuestros sueños? ¡Ánimo, mi gente! Y no se me rajen.
Y así suena lo de la norte, compa Jesús Méndez. Puro elegante récord, mi viejo. ¡Ay, ay, ay!
Unos días no duermo y otros como mal, pa' que a mi familia nada le pueda faltar.
Se murió mi madre y a mis padres, espero volverlo a mirar.
Canto por mi gente, no se vayan a agüitar, que Diosito es grande y de esta ley nos va a salvar.
No más acuérdense de Florida, nos volvieron a ocupar.
Resulta que por ser inmigrante, mi valor es insignificante. Si supieran lo que hemos sufrido para salir adelante.
Día con día salimos a chambear. No creo que a nadie le hagamos mal. Ya quisiera verlos trabajando como lo hace este ilegal.
Mesta isukame Claudia Shemo ya utayu. Shabete ya komera javeni. Que no vocayube. Tita pero bien que
De donde soy, no nos rajamos. Cualquier tierra la trabajamos.
El sacrificio jamás es en vano, que hasta el espacio hemos llegado.
Where we are from, no nos rajamos. And what we dream of lo realizamos. Gran paisano, hermano, amigo, soy mexicano. Y cambiamos de lugar, no de bandera. Verde, blanco y rojo lo llevo en las venas. Como el águila volamos sin fronteras. Rompemos la malla que separa tierras. Y nacimos con legado de grandeza. Extraño mi rancho, también mi familia. Pueblo querido que no se me olvida. Aunque de este lado me trajo la vida. Siempre paradela como Pancho Villa. Y cambiamos de lugar, no de bandera. Verde, blanco, rojo lo llevo en las venas. Como el águila volamos sin fronteras. Rompemos la malla que separa tierras. Y nacimos con legado de grandeza.
A nuestras mujeres y madres inmigrantes, un ejemplo de fuerza y valor. ¡Y que viva México!
Y aunque el acta diga americano, hay en puro mexicano.
Y cambiamos de lugar, no de bandera. Verde, blanco y rojo lo llevo en mis venas.
Como el águila volamos sin fronteras. Rompemos la malla que separa tierras. Y nacimos con legado de grandeza.
y cal. Hijo, abre los ojos. Tu cuerpo se queda con nosotros, pero tu espíritu debe seguir. Busca la luz. Aléjate de las sombras. Deja que nuestro dolor sea tu fuerza. Desde aquí iluminamos tu camino. Lucha como nosotros ante esta pena tan grande. Yo soy tú. Tú eres yo. La muerte que hoy nos separa, mañana volverá a unirnos. Eres libre, hijo.